I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Tropical Gangsters Podcast. In this episode, we're gonna talk about something that is super powerful, and it's about how to know what truly and how to know and recognize what is really holding you back from crushing it on your past experience in this upcoming year and in everything that you're doing. Okay, so it's something that the three of us, we're missing David today, but I know that this happened for him as well. It's something that the four of us have been through, but we know how to step on that so we can get to another level. So pretty excited for this. If this is the first time that you're hearing this podcast, basically we throw all the bombs about internet marketing, paid traffic, mindset, entrepreneurship, and the psychology behind everything. So welcome, guys.
Awesome.
We're excited to have you here, guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, basically we decided to talk about this because we really didn't have a topic for today until 10 minutes ago, because we were talking about a message that Fabian got from a guy who was asking him, like a question that we thought how can he just go and figure it out really quickly, right? We're saying dude, if you're one of those people, you just want everyone to tell you exactly how to do things, you're never gonna achieve it, because
never.
How many things have we had to figure out by ourselves to get the experience, and that's how you learn the most, by massive imperfect action, failing fast. And I feel there's just that fear that people are so afraid to mess it up. But I mean, so we want to talk about that because it's by far the biggest reason why people fail. It's not even Facebook accounts, none of that stuff. All that has a solution.
And I believe everything starts with each and one of us, right? Because we are all different and we are not a carbon copy of each other. And I can only speak for myself, of course. Sometimes, and when I was starting out, and even today, you're afraid. But if you let your fear make you even more afraid, you're not gonna go anywhere. It's kind of a quick example. Imagine if Elon Musk was waiting for someone to tell him what's the right way of build a rocket. He will still be making it, right? So he just
still be googling it.
And he just
make a rocket.
and I'm using the Elon Musk so people who don't even know us can really understand that it only takes one step, and it's one step forward instead of one step back or one step to the side. Because if you really think of it, failing, it's part of success. And in that formula, if you don't have failure, how are you going to learn? And you're not going to learn unless you try. So it's kind of, you either do it or you don't, but don't complain about it, because if you don't take action upon what you really want, you're just living in a cage. It's kind of not allowing yourself to fly. And what I really see, it's that if you don't face your fears, and this goes with not only internet marketing, this goes with life itself. For example, I was afraid of heights, and my dad is a pilot. So remember, just imagine how freaking confusing that can be for you. And what did I do? Just jump out of an airplane, and that fear went away, because it was more kind of a mindset thing. Then after I went through that, let's say, line or threshold, or let's say level, I understood that it was myself, the one that was holding me back, instead of just going straight to what I really believed, to really make sure that I can do something.
Also a practical example of the payment processor thing, right? Of course, let's say that there's this payment processor that is really strict, and if you apply, chances are that they're gonna disapprove your account and they're gonna ban you. Or also maybe creating a Facebook account, chances are that they're gonna disable your account if you do something wrong. But it's not you're not gonna apply, right? You gotta apply to see what happens. And for instance, there's a payment processor really strict. The best way to figure out what they like is by applying. And maybe they're gonna ban you, but you apply again and you apply again. Dude, I've applied to payment processors when I was first starting out, especially when we first started, to checkout, for instance. I applied 10 times, 10 different stores. Now I know
10 different emails,
10 different stores. Dude, how many accounts have we had on Facebook?
I don't know. Like I'd stop counting.
Yeah.
Man, that's the only way you learn. It's
Literally are just like those little things. But how do you feel? How do you think? Like, what's your thought process when you're about to take that action? Because maybe someone that is listening is like, okay, I already know that bullshit. I already know that I have to do it. I already know all that stuff. But when it comes for me to make that, like the time to make the decision, it's pretty hard. So, what's your thought process behind it? Like, for example, for something simple as applying to, I don't know, as applying to a payment processor, that's not very simple, but as getting in touch with someone or something like that, as something more complex, like applying to one payment processor, or do something that you don't really know like anything about it. Like, what's your thought process when you're about to make like those little steps? Because literally it's all about that. It's all about how you manage to take that one step of action.
It's like this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. And I was exactly
Did you know
about
anything?
to say
Did
that.
you know anything about podcasts? I
Nothing.
didn't know anything.
Nothing.
I still like, I'm figuring stuff out.
Yeah, we're still figuring out, like, for example, like lighting, sound,
Yeah.
camera.
Like when I'm watching my computer, I'm like just figuring, like watching that we're still recording and everything, man, because I don't want to mess up the whole
exactly.
episode.
Like
when I do like this, it's actually I'm making sure like
Yeah.
but it's not like we
And
knew something.
it's
about this.
like just to really answer what you were saying, like for me, the first thing that I'll do is just embrace the fact that I will fail. Just with like just having that like in front of it, as soon as I start anything, I'll be just fine because I'm trying something new. It's, for example, like, did you were able to ride a bike without like support within the first day or hour? Of course not. It took you some time. And that will happen. And if you get frustrated because you don't get results fast, it's probably not. It's kind of not being able to, let's say, respect the time that God or whatever you believe in allows you to be in, because it's part of the the learning curve.
Yeah.
And if you don't really accept that, you're just going to be killing yourself. Like, really, for me, it's really understanding that every single step, it's going to be for a good. Even if I fail, it's kind of, for example, when you're dating, like you cannot go and expect that every single girl that you're going to talk to is going to like you. It's impossible.
First approach, first date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
First approach, first date,
One
first
shot,
girl
one kill.
got married. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't
like-
work like that.
I actually always, like, when I do something new, I'm never prepared to win. Like for instance, I know that, like, I'm prepared to win for the long term, but in the short term is I know I'm gonna fail. Like, for instance, for the next 3 months, I'm okay with failing every day, but because I know that will lead to
a compound
result.
effect that will help you.
Yeah, like something new. If I do something new right now, I'm prepared to fail. Like, mentally, I'm like, I'm gonna fail. It's fine.
It's
Like,
not going to work, but
Yeah,
still I'm gonna do my best right now, even though I know that it's not
I
going
mean,
to work.
Yeah.
is that, dude? Like, if you think you're always gonna win, you're always gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna win. Oh fuck, man.
Yeah.
I
It's like an
lost.
emotional
Oh,
roller
man.
coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you're always prepared to fail, you're like bulletproof.
Yeah, you're bulletproof, and the mindset of a winner. Like, even if, and this goes like for everyone who's watching, if it's an athlete, if it's an entrepreneur, if it's anyone who is successful in life, and you see them fail, you see them always with their chin up and really just embracing whatever happens, even if they win or lose, because at the end, that's an experience that's going to make them grow. And if people don't see that, you're just seeing yourselves as a bag of failures, and you're not a bag of failures unless you really believe in it.
Yeah.
But it's that like, this is something that people have, like, they were told all these things when they were little, right? Like, for instance, we're so built to, like, like, we're not prepared to fail. We're always like, we want to get rewarded instantly and things like that. That's why I really like when, like, things that push you forward, like going to the gym, for instance, or training karate. That I train karate, that has really helped me. That I'm never prepared to win instantly.
It's about relating some pleasure in the pain. For example, in the pain of doing something that you don't really know what is it about, you need to put like a little bit of, not a little bit, actually a huge amount of pleasure. For example, if you don't know about it, you can say something like, I'm so fucking excited because I don't know anything about this, but I'm still going to make it. Literally, that simple sentence that you say to yourself can make you move forward in that direction, instead of saying like, I'm not going to do anything because I don't I don't really know like what's next to, I don't know, from after this step, you know.
Yeah, and the most important part of failing, it's acknowledging why you failed and where exactly did you, let's say for example, slacked or just got out of focus or you just didn't know.
Yeah.
And out of that, you should just make an assessment and how, first of all, like how to not make it happen again, because if not, you're gonna be a fool. Like if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're gonna be a fool. And just making sure that how can you optimize what you did in a way that you are at least improving 1%.
Yeah, something that I noticed related to that is like we all had the chance to working with a lot of people from all over the world, United States, Finland, a lot of countries, but you see like some success patterns. I mean, for me, it's easy to know, like depending on how people communicate with me, I already have an idea on how they're gonna go in their business and in their life. Yeah. So from your experience, what are like the difference between from your clients, from the people that you work with, from the ones that had results and the ones that that they didn't have results? Like what are like those little things that you feel like, you know what, this guy is going to make it because of this, or this girl is not going to make it, or this guy is not going to make it because of this thinking process?
Yeah, at least for me, I don't know what has happened with you, but mindset and the sense of attachment. Okay. And if it's with clients, attachment, it's the worst of all. Because like I understand that you, for example, you bought this and you created this baby and you have taken care of this baby, but this baby hasn't taken you in the past 2 years, 3 years. It basically has become, this baby has become a burden. You don't want that. And for example, if you're looking for someone to help you who is literally, in other words, what in rough terms, an agency will help you, or a consultant will help you see the truth of what you really have. And sometimes people, they just don't like people that they pay telling them the truth in the face. If you're really, even for me, like even when you go to a coaching session or someone who is really successful and he just say to you straight to your face, you're doing things wrong, and you take it personally, you're going to start losing. So for me, the sense of attachment, it's kind of, you either do what you have to do or you're going to keep doing the exact same thing. And that happens with business, happens with relationships, happens with friendships, happens with everything. And at least for me, of course, the mindset, it's the most important thing, because if you're hiring someone to do, okay, do. Not help them, be pulled back. And if you, for example, have complete attachment of what you're currently doing 100%, that you won't change anything, okay, so that's an ego problem, not a agency or conversion problem.
What happens to me is that many times like for instance, you can easily get fooled with mindset. So for instance, you have a call with someone and they always have a good mindset, right? Well, many of them have a good mindset, right? They say, yeah, man, I want to do this, I want to change my life and all this. But when it comes time to implement, after 3 months, they start disappearing, right? It's like one of my first clients, first high ticket clients, not gonna say names, but it was like super pumped up, motivation posts all day on his news feed and all this. He paid. Dude, I invested all my time. I was making like one-on-one calls like every 2 days, like
I already know who it is.
Yeah. And there was like always motivation all day. And then he said like, yeah, man, like we spent $300 on ads and we haven't made a lot of money. And I'm like, dude, but like, how can you expect to spend $300 and build a business, a completely new thing you've done? Yeah, man, but this, and I want a refund. And I told him like, dude, like you post motivation shit all the time on your newsfeed, and you're telling me you want to build a business after spending $300. I mean, come on. So it's like sometimes you get fooled by the mindset, but the real for me, the real way you can know is after several months of a lot of pain, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of pain, and the person is still showing up, even if it's he or she is doing a bad job and showing up. I have a client, dude, he's been showing up all the time, and honestly his videos are really, really horrible, like the quality and all that, but I know he's gonna win by far and kick ass in everything because he's always showing up.
For me, something that I notice is like two simple scenarios. Sometimes I have clients that tell me like, hey, how do I do X? And let's say that is making a campaign. And the other type of client is the one that says like, hey bro, I did this campaign, is this okay? Literally that little shift, that little like difference between waiting for someone to tell you how to do it and having someone that like check what you have done, is the difference between the ones that get results and the ones that they are just like
you have to be proactive. You know, if you're limiting yourself, and that's why, you know, like and I forgot proactiveness and efficiency. Those are also two that I see, because, you know, like in that can happen not only in business. You will find people that they're just so good at talking, but when the time goes to really doing, they just disappear.
Yeah, it's about being like resourceful and focus a lot on the results, because sometimes
resourceful is key. Like right now you can get anything from wherever you want.
Everything is free.
Everything
is free. The courses, they take the most important information, put it together, which obviously is very helpful, but you could easily get things separate here and there, right? And it's available. It's just about looking.
It's about being resourceful. I mean, if there's a way, you will do it, and if not, I mean, do it until it happens, or until you know that you've done like literally everything that you could, and that's where you need to like change the path to get to the result. But literally, it's about being resourceful. Like, relate so much pain by not doing it that you move forward, you know.
And even like, all right, guys, if you found this episode valuable, be sure to go to tropicalgangsterscall.com to schedule a call with the Tropical Gangsters and see how we can help you out. Tell us which business model you're in, what you're struggling with, and we'll see how we can help you out with a personalized game plan for your business. Tropicalgangsterscall.com. Hope to talk to you soon. Peace. Peace. Boom. This is very important that people think. I was watching this video from Alex Becker today. It's super helpful. That he was saying that like when you do something right now and you get a result, you get excitement and you get like a dopamine release, right? Mm-hmm. So for instance, you eat sugar and you get a dopamine release, it means you want to get more sugar. So for instance, when you launch a campaign and it works really well right out of the gate, you get used to wanting results fast, because you don't want anything lower than that. Yep. So when you try again and it's not working, you get unmotivated and you want to stop because you're not used to that. But if all you're used to is pain and pain and pain and pain, you're always gonna keep pushing. So that's also like very important. People cannot expect to do one action and immediately get a positive result.
A reward. Yeah, it's kind of what what David Goggins says. Like, you have to be comfortable feeling uncomfortable. Yeah. And if you feel good while feeling uncomfortable, what's gonna affect you? Nothing. Whatever you do is gonna be positive out of there. And it's not like having a bad mindset. It's completely the opposite. It's just like really looking for those ways you can. Of course, like, everyone's gonna be different. I cannot tell you, you're a whatever, you're a sissy, whatever. You don't need to listen to that unless you really are that type of guy or that type of girl that really learns through getting beat up, or just change that for once and for all in your life and really see, look at yourself in the mirror. Like, what are you good at? What are you bad at? And just focus on what you're really good at. And look for those ways to just make it work. Because the only way that you fail is that it's if you stop. So if you don't stop, you won't fail.
And the thing I was gonna say, I forgot, was that you need to take action on one thing for at least a year before you even decide to move to something else. Like, for instance, if people are gonna start e-commerce, right? Obviously it works because a lot of people are making a lot of money. But if you try for 3 months, it's very likely it's not going to work. Like, it should be at least a year of every day taking action, even Sundays, every day. Yeah. And if then you decide, like, you know what, I'm more related with another model, you can do that. But I mean, like, for instance, last year we did a lot of things and we changed a lot of things, so we didn't stick with one thing. But that's because not because we think it doesn't work. It's because we resonate more with another model, right? Yep. So it's not.
And we took enough action to realize that it wasn't giving the results that we wanted.
Yeah, for the time that we invested. So maybe it's not that we said this model doesn't work, because obviously in every model people are becoming millionaires. But it's like, what's the model that you resonate with the most? For me, for instance, I'm not the kind of person that want to deal with 100 clients. I just don't want to deal with clients. And some people love getting clients and are really,
passionate about it.
Yeah, and socializing. I don't really like socializing a lot. I don't know. I'm more like just creating stuff.
Yeah. We work like toward results.
Yeah. So for instance, I don't want an agency with 1,000 clients. Maybe someone else So I think also that's important, like just sticking to it for at least a year and then realizing like, okay, what really like do you want to do, and like all in.
Yeah, and being super focused and clear about the result that you want to get, because if you don't know that, it's very easy to like to fall, like to step back on taking action. For example, when I was starting out, literally by starting out I mean like buying Sebastian's course, I just wanted something that gave me financial, time, and location freedom. That was like my main, like my first blurred, like strong outcome or strong why that I had. Literally, I had no option. I mean, it was this or dying, you know. I didn't have any option, you know.
Millionaire or homeless.
Yeah, millionaire and with lime location and financial freedom, or dying in the streets.
Yeah.
And that was my outcome, my result, the result that I wanted to achieve. And literally every little action that I took was related to that. It doesn't matter if I had results, doesn't matter if I knew how to do it. Something simple as sending Sebastian a message, or connecting to a webinar, or launching an ad. I was like, I took this action and I saw the result that I wanted to get. I took this action and I saw the result. And from that point, like always has been related to me like that.
And you did a lot of things that you didn't know how to do.
Man,
like for
instance, 99%.
Yeah. Like I remember with Gija, I was. He told me, hey man, I can help you with whatever you need. I told him like, man, right now I don't have anything you can help me with. I'll let you know. One day I really needed someone to edit my videos, and I said like, hey man, you want to edit videos? He's like, yeah man, for sure. And I'm like, oh, he probably knows. He didn't know anything.
I did.
Yeah, but that happened. Yeah, man. But dude, that happened with me also, like with Gianni, right?
Yeah.
Because when I started working with him, like the first time that he asked me to work something related with his business, he told me, hey man, I need you to make a ClickBank book, step-by-step blueprint about making money as an affiliate with ClickBank. I'm like, what? How do you create a book, man? Because he wanted to give it away for free, and in the end, like, schedule a call, right, to sell a coaching.
Like a legion.
So I'm like, shit, man. And I told him, yeah, man, I'm down. Man, I spent like 5 days, like, perfect, like doing this, a PDF. So I wrote the text first. And then I said, how can I make it nice? So I started downloading other books, things like that. And then I sent him the book, and I think he PayPal me $500. And man, for me that was like
balling, man.
Dude, something I didn't know what I was doing, man.
Yeah. Imagine that you said like, no man, I don't really know how to do an ebook.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look a way to do it, but I'm not really sure. Man, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Literally, something as simple as that.
That, because I just said I need him to see my commitment.
Yeah. That was the same thing for me. I mean that my goal or my outcome was editing like a 60-second video for Instagram. But I said like, you know what, I'm gonna make the best. I don't know if it was the best, but for me it was the best.
It till you make it.
Yeah. For me it was the best video that I could make in that moment, and I knew that was like a little entrance that wouldn't assure me anything in the future, but was something that will move me one step further.
And that little tweak, that little change that you did, it's what we all did. Just like we all been in that situation. And I just want to give a specific shout out to my friend Depeche Mandalia. He wrote this the other day, and it says, when opportunity knocks, don't let it leave just because you're not fully ready.
Yeah.
You will never be.
Yeah, you will never become number one expert in everything.
No, it's just kind of just like diving in head first. You never see what's going to happen. You might learn, you might lose, but either way, you're gaining. You're not losing. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's kind of, how can we really make sure that you're not allowing yourself to be your own bottleneck? And that, at least for me, you know, like it took me years to really understand that I just really have to focus in my limiting beliefs that are the ones that are literally, it's my anchor that is keeping me here. Because like you knew me from back in the den. Like I barely had a smartphone. I barely knew how to use Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. And I just decided to, okay, this was a weakness. I assessed my weakness. I understood why it was my weakness. Number one, because I was afraid of technology. I never kind of sat down to just even want to listen or learn. And that kind of happens when if someone, it's, for example, I don't know how to launch I don't know how to launch a campaign in Google, or I don't know how to launch a campaign on Facebook. That same feeling, it's that one that you get when you don't know something and you're afraid. So just assessing, really just breaking down the reason why you're just not getting where you really want to go, and it starts with yourself.
something that happened literally like yesterday, or I don't know. We were trying, or a couple of days ago, we were trying something that was very complicated, but we said like, you know what? When we started out and when we were starting out, literally we felt like launching a campaign was still complicated. So maybe this thing that we're doing right now is gonna be super easy after a few months of doing it.
Yeah.
So it's just having
Like
that mindset.
everything. Like
Rinse and
everything.
repeat.
Yeah.
Rinse and
Yeah.
repeat.
And also, this sounds a lot like I feel a lot of people talk about mindset and all this, but this really relates to marketing, online marketing, because like for instance, like some practical examples. Let's say if you're gonna launch a campaign and you want it to be profitable, then after day one, it's not like you're gonna be making 200% ROI, right?
No.
You gotta launch the campaign and you're gonna maybe lose money, right? But then you're gonna test another image, and that image is gonna fail too. Third image doesn't work. You launch 10 images. You're like, man, I test all the images in the world, no money. So it's probably the offer or the funnel. Now you start testing offers. Now you start testing funnels, and it's like that perseverance, that willingness to be kicked in the nuts and still go forward. And dude,
And
like,
understanding why.
that's just one example. What about the first example, applying to payment processors? Like maybe out of 15, one is gonna say yes,
Yeah.
or
All of them
maybe-
are going to say yes, and you didn't know just because you didn't try.
It like applies to everything, right?
Yeah, it applies to everything.
So in online marketing, man, it's like a lonely job.
Yeah,
like
and-
this is not the case for most people. Most people are in their bedroom,
Yeah, and
right?
a lot. I mean, most of the time you will get to a point that is like a wow, or it's like a, or actually it's like I don't know, like a what the fuck moment when you realize that after taking a lot of action, you realize that everything was wrong. But you get to that point and it was like, man, I feel so stupid. I mean, we had to do it differently. But if you didn't do like all that learning curve process, you wouldn't be like the kind of marketer that you're going to be in the next years, because that's the outcome, you know.
Yeah.
And that happened to us all the time. So for example, last year we put a lot of focus on a lot of things, and in the beginning of this year when we took like a break, vacations, we were like, man,
Fucking idiots.
yeah. I mean, what we were thinking about, but in that moment felt like we were like super like secure, and with all of our energy that was like the main thing, that the best way to do it. But after you step back and you see like what you're getting from the results that you are from the action that you're taking, that's when you make like those decisions. And for us was like, well, we were so stupid.
It's
Well,
the chain.
Yeah.
Man, I need to write a book about the chain, man.
yeah.
The chain.
I always like visualize like a chain, literally a chain. And I'm like,
But now you have to make it gold.
yeah.
Golden chain.
No, but literally, I feel like it's like a chain, and like three
Yeah.
pieces are like 2019.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. But then I see the end piece, and it's gonna be like
Diamond.
balling.
Yeah.
Without that pain, it's impossible to get there.
That link is full with diamonds.
And then before, like when you're first starting out, you don't understand that. So you're like, man, I lost so much time. I feel like a failure because I've been failing so long. But you don't really understand that because you've never had like a mini breakthrough to show you.
Yeah.
But once you have a breakthrough, you're like, man, all that stuff is worth it. So
Yeah.
now when you fail, it's like,
Yeah, something that worked for me, and I just want to share this with you because it happened this with one of my partners, and we just really just went through the whole year with the company, and we just created a document starting first because of course we wanted to see how like just like you guys, like how can we improve based on where we are, what did we do, and where do we want to be.
Yeah.
And we always started with basically all the wins that we had. Even if they're the smallest, we just entered that in that document, and when we started the meeting, we started like reading it and watching it and really acknowledging like the amount of blessings and little wins, small wins, situations that even if they got you $10 to your bank account, you should be grateful and thankful.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are just, burning money and they're really just in a bad situation, or even if they're not in business, they're just having a bad time. So with that, we just really started with a great call, and it really helped me really understand how important it is to really remember, even if you fail, you're still here. And you just have to make sure that, those little wins are always bigger to the biggest failure. Because if you really think of it, it's gonna keep happening. And if you're not fine with it, you're just probably gonna get depressed.
Yeah, maybe
and
6 months from now we said like, well, what we were thinking about doing that in the beginning of the year.
But we were thinking about doing a podcast about it.
It's also like, I mean, yeah, it's that you gotta focus on the moment, like on what you're doing currently. Because if we say, oh man, next year we're gonna think we're like failures, we're gonna be like, oh man, right now we're failing.
Yeah.
So like, but it's like go all in on that moment because you believe in that thing.
I mean, for example, for me, what we're doing right now makes it's just the only way, you know,
the best option.
Yeah, it's the best option, literally.
Yeah.
Maybe from 6 months from now we say like, bro, what we were thinking, or maybe we said like, bro, we made it.
Yeah, but the only way to know that, I mean, if you could like time travel, it's impossible to know.
So
that's impossible.
It's like a push and pull, like push yourself in the moment, but step back to see like what you want to get, the results, and everything.
And most importantly, like, don't listen to the naysayers and the people who are just, you know, trying to, you know, make you feel bad or just letting you know, oh, you're doing this, you're crazy. Man, like, people are always going to talk shit. Like, now in this time of day, everyone believes that they're entitled to an opinion. And the only opinion that you should really care for is your own and the one from the people who really care for you. The rest, it's whatever, man. Now we live in an era where everybody is a pro, everybody's an expert, everybody's a guru, everybody's a coach, everybody's the best, everybody's hot shit, unless you're really, you know, proven wrong. And the best way to really find that out, it's just meeting that person face to face. And we, unfortunately, we live in an era, in an industry that anyone can hide behind a computer. Yeah. And for me, the coolest thing is when I really get to connect with people online and I get to really shake their hand. And that's how, you know, we've met a bunch of people, a bunch of great friends. Some of the people that we've brought here to the podcast, all the special guests and the people we're going to keep bringing, we just met like that. And it's because we really care for what we really do. And if they have stuck on our side all these years, like after everything that we've been through and everything they've been through, it really means that we're aligned and we're really doing what's right. And we learn from them and they learn from us. So it's really good for you to find that type of community, really important. So you can really, you know, feed from the positive. Even if you're failing, you see other people doing good. You see other people encouraging you. For example, this episode, I didn't even expect it at the beginning of the day that we are going to be ending talking about this. But, you know, I feel good because, you know, like I'm not afraid of my failures. I'm actually proud of him because that actually... them actually created the man that I am today. Yeah,
totally.
And and also it's important because like some people are gonna talk shit and you might change courses because of that, but also some people are gonna tell you this is the best option and you should do it, right? So I think there's like a lot of intuition, like because for instance, let's say that you watch 5 videos a day about dropshipping every day. So of course you're gonna think dropshipping is the best thing in the world because everyone is saying that thing. But maybe deep down you're like, I resonate this with this other thing.
Working with clients.
Yeah. So I think like that you gotta do like research about each topic, find the different points of views, and then just let intuition guide you.
Yeah.
Because today, for instance, I was watching a video about, I think it was Alex Becker again.
Yeah, it's the same one.
Yeah. Basically, he was saying like that you gotta sell like at least $500 product on YouTube, right, to make it work, or $1,000. That was his recommendation. So I'm like, dude, we're not selling $500. Like maybe it's not gonna work. But then I thought like, that's his recommendation, right? Yeah. I know I can make this thing work on YouTube, even if it's $15 or $10. So it's like finding advice, but not like just doing what everyone is saying.
Yeah, just follow your intuition.
Like intuition it's
key.
So important.
Yeah. It's so important.
So to start wrapping up, what would you say to, let's say that you have someone that asks you like, hey, give me one sentence or one message on how to not be a little bitch this upcoming year.
Number 1, just believe in yourself.
Okay.
And even if you're afraid, just stop being a little bitch and go head first. Like what are you going to lose? Number 1, what's the worst thing that can happen? Failing, and really seeing the reasons why you failed, and now learning from those failures and moving forward. That's what really makes a real man or a real woman follow through. That's what successful people do, and it's a pattern.
Yeah.
Just look in any industry, in sports, in entertainment, in politics, anything. It's always about what really you do after you fail.
Yeah, my favorite sentence is always take massive imperfect action.
Yeah.
Because imperfect is like you're not gonna know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So massive imperfect action, even if you don't know what you're doing, and do it until it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not that business model. Maybe you're gonna change, but until you get the result.
Yeah, and for me, I get to the result part. Like, be clear of the result that you want to get, and relate so much pain by not doing it that you do everything that you need to do to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Pure pain.
of course, know yourself, believe in yourself, know yourself, so you know like what is gonna resonate with you. Because maybe you have one specific outcome that you want to achieve, but maybe you're doing something that is not gonna take you there because it's not related to your biology or to your mindset or to your way of being. Because we are all different, but at the end of the day, it's just like that little thing. Like, know yourself, know what you want to get, and relate so much pain that by not achieving that you really move your ass to take action.
Awesome.
Love
Yeah.
pain.
Awesome.
Hashtag pain.
Yeah.
Pain.
Pain
And
lovers.
really important before wrapping up, if you have, if you guys watching have found any of this useful, remember to go to tropicalgangsterscall.com. We're gonna be there helping you out. Don't hesitate. Just go.
Yeah. Boom.
Boom, boom,
See you
boom.
guys.
Thank you
See you
guys.
guys.
Next
Thank
one.
you
See you
for
in the next
watching.
one.
Peace.
Boom.
Boom.
Pura vida. Ba-bam.
Like a tree.
Guys, quick pause. If you're finding this episode valuable, be sure to go to tropicalgangsterscall.com to schedule a call with us to see how we can help you out. Tell us what you're struggling with, what you want to achieve, and we'll create a personalized game plan for you. So go to tropicalgangsterscall.com and hope you keep enjoying the episode.